16 in one triple display docking station. Triple. So rather than have dual monitors, you could have triple monitors. And not only that, but this little beauty charges up multiple devices at different wattages. Wattages? Wattages, yes, believe it or not. So triple display, multifunctional. Yeah, you put in things like memory cards, TF cards, SD cards, things like that. Power dock and laptop. Yes. And this, believe it or not, is for the US. So you will need an adapter if you wish to run the US version in the UK. Like I'm going to be trying, and hopefully she should work. I've checked it out and it does say it will work with my adapter, but we will see. With a 140 watt power adapter. There you go, sorted. I will quickly show you the back. Blah, blah, bling, 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 blah. Minisopuru. I think that's how you pronounce it. Minisopuru. Like a little song, isn't it? Like a little song, isn't it? Yes. So if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing, clicking on the bell to get notified for when my videos go live. And if you like this video or any of my videos, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, because it does help the YouTube algorithms to promote my channel. Thank you very much. Go on with it, shall we? Let's see exactly what you get for your money, honey. Right, just trying to figure out. There you go. Docking station, Minisopuru. Minisopuru? Something like that. Docking station. There'll be loads of goodies underneath, I reckon. Oh, yeah, here we go. Cut boxes. Get them out of the way. Let's see what goodies you get first, or extras, I should say. Wow. That is a big plug. It's quite heavy as well. With a normal jack plug connection for power to the people. Instructions, I'm guessing. Move them out of the way. So we have a USB Type C adapter to USB. Now I believe that is a 3.2, and hopefully it's a Gen 2 as well. So that's a little adapter. So if you haven't got a USB Type C connection, no worries, you've got an adapter to convert it to USB. And that is backwards compatible as well, in case you haven't got USB 3.2 Gen 2. I'll do this little baby, if I can. What do we have? USB to USB. It's probably about 500 to 400 mil, maybe 400. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say 5. We have compatibility of Minisopuru Universal Docking Station, Apple, Windows, Chrome operating system, Ubuntu, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Android. Right, to get that out of the way. Q codes, if you encounter any problems, just scan these Q codes and it will be fixed. Not. Just joking. Oh, and a memory stick. Now you will need to download a driver for this to get the best experience out of it. Now I'm hoping it's probably already on this. What's it say? Minisopuru. Yeah, driver download installation guide. Maybe it's not on there, but you can just download it. Now let's get to the big boy itself. Got a nice weight to it. It's got some rubber feet on the bottom, some CEFC markings, made in China. It's got like a grill effect on the front or on the top. Got the name of the company, so that would go around something like that. Yeah, makes sense. Right, so let's do the front. So we have an on-off. We have SSD and TF card reader, 10 gigabits per second, 7.4 watts of power as well, so it's ideal for charging. So each one is 10 gigabytes, so that'd be 3.2 Gen 2s. We have 2 USB Type C connections, again, same speed as these. So we are talking fast speeds at the moment, unless something faster comes out. PD 30 watt, 10 gigabits per second. That's 30 gigabytes, whereas that one's 7.5 and that's 7.5. So if you need more power for charging up or quicker, you need to use that one. Headphones and keyboard and mouse. And they are at the front. Which again makes sense, doesn't it? Because you normally plug in your keyboard like that, with your mouse like that, and it's easy to unplug and plug it in if you don't want to use it on that device all the time. You want to use it on another device. Now on the other side, we have power in for giving it power. We have USB Type C to the host. Yeah, so say for instance you got, well, it will be for one PC, so you plug that into your one PC for your USB, and that will make your USB on the other side work. Yeah, for like your keyboard and your mouse. I have 2 display ports. Ideally I prefer display ports, and I do have 2 HDMI connections for my other monitors as well, so ideal. So all the monitors that I have either have HDMI or they have both HDMI display port or DP, whatever you want to call it. First impressions, love the weight actually. I do need a bit of weight for these little things to work properly, because if they're too light, the cables seem to pull them about, don't they? You know, and you think, oh, it's falling off the side again, you know, all because I touched the cable. You know what I mean? So with that, let's set it all up and see how well or how easy it is to set up for a start. It should be basically plug and play, but I will have a quick look at this little USB to see what information it has on it. It might even have the drivers on. It does say guide, but you never know, it might actually have the actual display on it. So give me a second, I'll be back. I have it actually running now, and it took me quite a bit of time to actually get it to work. You do have to download the software, and there are 2 bits. There's a driver and there is a bit of software. You don't need to do anything with them, but you need to install them, if that makes sense. And they seem to work, but it's not just a question of plug and play. You also need to make sure you've got the right cables, which luckily I had, but to be sure, I upgraded my display port cables to the latest, which is 2.1. Now I would recommend a minimum of 1.4 on the display port cables, and on the HDMI's 2.0 to get the best performance out of them and to actually make sure it runs properly. Now I couldn't get my phone to work properly. I've got it to work. It's actually plugged in now for charging. Let me just quickly show you. I don't know if you can actually see it. Hang on. Let's see if I can unplug it. Plug it back in. Comes up with that, and it's just basically charging. So I'll leave it like that. Do it again. Plug her in. So 94, and it's charging. So that's working. I've got a couple of memory sticks plugged in as well, and I've done some download speeds from the memory card onto my PC, and I was getting about, depending on which memory card I actually used, I was getting about 160 to 170 megabits per second download and about 80 to 90 upload, which is about average. Actually, it's pretty good actually. Better than I thought it was going to be, considering, now you have to bear this in mind, considering I'm running DisplayPort 3 monitors into my USB Type-C connection. That is something else you need to make sure of. You must make sure that your USB Type-C connection is able to display video, because if it doesn't, so it's got to be the latest version. If it doesn't, it's not going to work. Something else I knew about, and I did experiment trying different devices to see which would work and which wouldn't. Now I can't test it out on a Mac because I don't own any Macs, but I would imagine you might have the same issues. It might even be better depending on what Mac you have, especially if you've got the latest. They should all be at least Thunderbolt, hopefully anyway, which should be even better and even easier for you to use. Now the memory card, I did mention this earlier, the software is on there and there is some instructions on there as well. So I would recommend you install the software either from here or go to the website. It's entirely up to you. And read the instructions. They are very helpful. And if you do get stuck, customer services. I did get stuck for a little bit and I did contact customer services and they were very helpful. They do take a bit of time to get back to you, 24 to 48 hours, but they do get back to you. And I want to make sure that should you have any issues, you can easily get in touch with them, even if you have to be a bit patient. So if you're thinking about buying something like this, be a bit patient. Make sure you install all the software first, yes, all the drivers, not just the software, make sure you install the driver software as well, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you will get the best experience. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put on my screensaver just to quickly show you. Oh, one other thing, I actually have my keyboard and mouse plugged into that as well. Yes, so that is actually running that. So preview time, let me get the chair out of the way. Now remember, this doesn't just do triple display, it's a docking station. So that means you can do more with it. Like I showed you, you can install your memory cards into it, so you can upload them or download them, depending on which way you want to go. You can display 3 monitors at any one time, or even just 2 if you only got a dual monitor set up, or even if you've only got the one, like on my mobile. Yeah, you can actually just set it up on one if you wanted to, and then perhaps in the future expand to 2, expand to 3. Makes perfect sense, yes? So let me know in the comments whether you've got one or you're thinking about buying one. It'd be interesting to know who's actually got one of these. And again, something else to bear in mind, this is for the US market, not for the UK. I would imagine they've got one out for the UK, but at the time of making this video, they only had the US one out. Yeah, that sounds right, doesn't it? So with that, I hope you found this video informative and helpful in any particular way. And if it did, consider subscribing, clicking on the bell to get notified, and don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching.